Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very center. Free advice. Don't let someone define you. You define yourself. You show the world, tell the world who you are. You define yourself. Don't let anybody else pigeonhole you or put you and place you within a box. Free advice. Noobs, thank you. Thank you kindly for the second, the minute, the episode, or being a regular. If you decide on coming back, all I want is an opportunity, a chance. Everything else, let the chips fall where they may. But thank you kindly. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every single day, but it ain't every single day. It just feels that way because we got this special, yes, unique bond that we share. Sharing is caring. How ever there are limits to the sharing. There are limits. If you know, you know. Sharing is caring, but we don't need to necessarily have a special name to call this just yet, because someday in the future, the distant future, decades, centuries, millennials away or something, somebody will come up with it, and then retroactive we will say that's what it is, that's what it was, and that is what it always will be. But until that time, we just got a special, unique bond. Yeah, we do. Non-verbal communicating peeps. It's just been a while. It's just been a minute since I showed the rest of the world, since I let everybody else know that you exist. You exist. But you knew that already. This is for everyone else. They are my non-verbal communicating peeps. We communicate non-verbally. We have non-verbal cues that we have. That's all that's the only form of communication that's needed. Regs, the bar is set. That's what you have to get to. Noobs, become a reg, but know that non-verbal communicating peeps are the end game. That's the end game. I mentioned this in passing once before. You can go back and check the historical documents. In fact, I've been going back and I've been checking some of the historical documents, and wow, it is some good stuff that's out there. It is some good episodes. I mean, some of this stuff was just blowing my mind. And if you want to go back even further than the 300, I think, maximum episodes that's readily available in your podcast directory. If you want to go back further than the 30, because we've been around for decades. We've been around for a very, very long time. So there is a lot of material that you can go back and check out. And if you want to do that, that is xtra.vdgsports. If you want to go back and check the exclusive stuff that can't be placed on the podcast directory because they have a limit of number of episodes, I believe. And we go way back. So you can just go way back, put in the search, type in what you want to recall, or type in what you would like to experience, have shared with you, or whatever the case may be. It is there. Everything involving this is there. But if you want everything else, just wait to the end and I'll tell you where you can get everything else from. But for the most part, the website, the new and improved website, is where you can get all of the goodness, the good stuff. It's there. It's readily available. And that's what I've been doing. I've been making sure everything is nice and tidy and good. And also I've been reviewing the historical documents myself, because it's sometimes like, whoa, I need this. Wow, that is amazing. And amazing is my favorite word. But I mentioned this in the past, in one of the historical documents that you can go and check out and find, that don't let anybody else define you. You define yourself, because soon as you let somebody define you, it's not necessary that that's going to stick and you're stuck with that forever. Although it's going to be hard to break that. But that ain't the direction I'm going. You let somebody else define you, you will start believing that, and your actions and everything, your viewpoints and how you see certain issues and certain matters, you're just going to have that lens already directed for you, that lens already in your mind, in your head. And that ain't the way. Don't let someone else live rent free in your domain. And don't let somebody else define you. Don't let somebody tell you what you are when you know you ain't that. When you know that's not it. Just Iggy, and that means ignore. That means ignore. And define yourself, how you see yourself, or how you see your future self, if you know you need to change, or even if you know you want to make changes. Because that's one thing I will say. I do think people can change. I do think change is possible. How? However, you have to recognize and want to change, and there has to be the possibility that exists for that to happen, because there also are the peeps and people who don't even care to change. They are who they are. It is what it is. You like it or not, this is what you get. This is what you get. And when people show you who they are, believe them. Don't put them glasses on, them rose-tinted, rose-colored glasses on, and try to envision this person being something that they not showing you. Envision this person being something or someone you can fix. You can't fix someone, or you can't fix something that doesn't want to be fixed. So that shouldn't be your first move. It should be their first move. Although you can help out when the time for help arises, and that's dependent on each individual situation. There's no blanket statement. There's no if-then equations or algorithm to determine when and when not to do something. You're just going to have to put all of the clues, the context clues together, and when you know, you know. But don't try to envision someone as who they're not when they're clearly showing you who they are. And when they're clearly showing you that they are this person and you're seeing them as someone else, that part is on you. That is something that you have control over. But what you don't have control over is somebody attempting to define you. They can attempt, they can try, but don't let them define you. You define yourself. You be comfortable and confident of who you are. And if the confidence and the comfortability isn't there, write it down and just keep writing it down. Keep pondering it. Keep thinking about it. Keep gravitating towards what you need to do to make this real life, what you need to do to gather the strength, gather the confidence or the courage or whatever it is. Do what you need to do. If you need help, ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. I ask for help all the time. In fact, when I'm not asking for help, when I clearly need help, that's when I get worried. That's when I realize that I'm starting to possibly relapse to the person that I no longer want to be. I don't want to be a perfectionist anymore. I don't ever want to be a perfectionist. There's too many bad stuff with that. And it's not that I don't care, and it's not that I don't not have no attention to detail, or I'm not trying to be the best or want to be the best and I just want a trophy for a trophy. I ain't built that way. You should go and review some of the historical documents if that cross your mind, because obviously you are new here. Once again, thank you. Once again, welcome. But them thoughts are completely wrong. I just attempt to be the best version of myself. And being the best version of myself requiring me to work on myself to improve in some form of fashion. So I'm looking at improving. I'm looking at the do better. I'm looking at the get better. And that is my way for me to battle and get through the real possibility of relapsing and becoming a perfectionist again, because I don't want that. I don't want to try to obtain something that isn't attainable, and then I just go to spinning out in all sorts of directions that ain't good for my health. It ain't good for my health. And true perfectionist, I'm just gonna say, it's okay. If you need help, blink twice. I will put on my costume and I will come help you and guide you through. But I always thought at one point, that not aiming to striving for greatness and not trying to be the best, that was some kind of, it was some kind of built-in weakness. There was some kind of built-in failure about the situation before I got a grasp and understood failure in its entirety. And now I accept that I can't be unbeaten. I can't be undefeated. And that's a philosophical undefeated, by the way. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. In fact, don't go willingly down somebody else's rabbit hole unless it's something that you want to do or if it's something that interests you. And that goes full circle to being defined by an outsider, being defined by an entity that don't understand or don't know you as a whole. You define yourself. That's free advice. That is free advice. Don't let someone else's view of you shape your future and shape who you can be or who you necessarily are, depending on if you would like or want to change or not. Be you. As once a famous philosopher said, that shall go nameless, but if you know, you know, because I mentioned this and brought it up many, many times on many, many different programs. I got the cheat code, by the way. Side note, I got the cheat code. Reach out and I will give you the cheat code as well on who that is or some other cheat codes too. But you gotta let me know specifically on what it is you want the cheat code for and what it is you actually asking about. Because we do this almost every day. So it's a lot. And yes, I recall and I can remember 99.9% of them, but you gotta give some more detail when you're asking for the cheat code, when you are asking for the cheat code. Because there was one point in my life, somebody or peeps were trying to define me as not being a risk taker, being, basic, boring, and what have you. And early on in my lifetime, I don't know, about 2 or 3 years of age, I probably would have believed that and I probably would have nodded along and said, yeah, you are right. I am not a risk taker. You are right. But 4 or 5, that was not the case. And I definitely wouldn't have believed you and definitely didn't believe it when it was coming out now, because just pushing back on that or just even thinking about that entire situation as a whole, how can a creator, someone who creates, someone who takes chances on making things out of nothing, not be a risk taker? Because anytime you make something out of nothing that nobody knows, or something similar or almost similar to something else, or you're paying homage to something else out of nothing, how is that not taking a risk? Because one, you can't please everyone. You're not going to please everyone. There's some people that's just not going to like you. There's some people that will like you. It may be 50-50. It may be 20-80. It may be 5-95, or it may be 199. You ain't pleasing everybody. That's not going to happen. So pleasing yourself, understanding the choices and decisions you made, and being happy with what you do pleases you. And so I was like, wait, not a risk taker when everything that I do is a risk. And if that's not a big enough risk for you, how about moving from one side of a country to another side of a country and not knowing anybody in the area ever, period? That's another risk. Or traveling solo dolo. Who does that? I do. Not everyone. That's a risk. And so when people present with definitions or try to define you on something, instead of just accepting it, just take a look within your life. Just take a look at deep inside, and you can just easily push back on that. You can just easily debunk that and just keep it moving. And just know the end game is being true to yourself and not necessarily caring about pleasing everyone. But be good, though. Please be good. Don't go the evil route. Because if you do, we're going to be battling. We're going to be battling. Warning, 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 warning. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the website. Yeah, that website, extra.vdgsports.com. That is extra.vdgsports.com. And if you need the spelling, go back to the beginning. The spelling is there. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, basically all things Vince. All things Vince. Guess what? There's a YouTube as well. Everything is there. That was what I wanted you to hold on to the end. There's a YouTube. Everything is there. And that's VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share. Why? Because everything is there. VDG Sports is there. Extra is there. And everything in between is there. VDG Sports YouTube. You can comment if you want to as well. Make sure you share and comment. You know what time it is. Regs, noobs. This is where I say goodbye, but in a unique way. And I don't do it in a way that the regs want me to do it. And I haven't done that in a long time. Sometimes I give them a little taste. Sometimes I don't. But who knows? I may go back one decade and start doing it again. But it ain't today. It ain't today. Peace out.